casual viewer who's never seen the run before is not gonna know that what you're doing is really cool or hard unless you tell them. And you can tell them whatever you want. Like, we don't want to... I'm not condoning that you lie to people, right? 3, 2, 1, begin the run. But I am condoning that you give yourself credit. And, like, really critically look at the run that you are submitting. And look at the things that are really cool looking. The things that look awesome. And figure out how to draw attention to them. How to make them look really cool. And it doesn't even matter if those are easy parts of the run. And for the things that are really hard, just tell people how hard it is. Like, I know there's a lot of people, especially in Zelda, who take issue or, like, poke fun with Linkus's habit in showcase runs. Also, hey gosh, how's it going? We gaming here? Well, we made a mistake, so we just reset the run, so perfect, you're just in time. You're just in time for the start of the run. But there's a lot of people who take an issue with Linkus's habit of, like, hyperbole and exaggeration. They're like, this is so hard. But, like, no, there's value to that. Because the average viewer doesn't know. They don't know that that's really hard. You have to tell them. You have to tell them what's cool. Because otherwise, they're not gonna know. And, like, I think that... that is a part of, like, Linkus's personality and persona, is that that's a thing that comes really naturally to him. Instead of being like, oh, it's so annoying, we should acknowledge that that's part of why people like him from a casual perspective. And, like, Linkus lied to you? Probably not. Also, hey, Jinja, how's it going? That doesn't save much time, but looks really cool. Like, I'm a huge fan of... Other thing I went back and watched recently was a very small part of Jim's Tears of the Kingdom run from, like, AGDQ 2024, I want to say. It was the first Tears of the Kingdom run that was ever on GDQ. You're pain-free! Oh, heck yeah! I'm assuming then the surgery was successful. I was like, hey, Metroid, how's it going? But I'm a huge fan of... There's, like... I completely forgot. There's a moment in that run where Jim goes, alright, yeah, now I'm gonna do this trick where I do this, I do this, I do this. He does the trick, it looks all cool, and he's like, yeah, it's a really cool trick, it's really funny, saves no time, I just like it. And, like... you know, there's... It's... He makes it look so easy, which, like, is kind of a superpower all on its own. It's, like, kind of one of the superpowers of speedrunning, is the ability to make really hard things look really easy. And that's, like, you know, a skill on its own. But also, like, that's a really good thing to say on GDQ, right? Because, like, it's just a quality thing to say. It draws attention to how, like, funny and cool the trick looks, and, like, really, like, endears you to the runner, because it's like, yeah. Fun fact, I sometimes just do things because they're fun. Look how fun this is! Like, you're really drawing attention to the fact that that moment is very fun. And I think that that's, like, a really positive way to look at it. And one of the GDQs, somebody was writing Wind Waker, and they kept insulting the game. Like, it was the game's fault they couldn't exploit various things. Yeah, that's another thing that, like, I'm not a huge fan of. In the gaming community in general, there tends to be a lot of attitude towards, like, kind of, you know, getting salty at things. Like, there are definitely creators out there who people just watch to watch them get angry. I'm sorry. I'm not that person. You're not gonna watch me get angry on stream. It's just not gonna really happen. If I get frustrated enough at a trick, I just go, okay, we'll try this again tomorrow. And like, I think people who bring that attitude to like main stage is like, no, don't be angry at the game. Tell us why you like this game. Like, I feel like especially now when there's so much competition to get into events like GDQ, like, you're given this golden opportunity. And like, a lot of people put a ton of pressure on themselves in terms of gameplay, that like the gameplay has to be perfect. I don't think that you need to put pressure on yourself in terms of gameplay. I think that it's better to keep in mind, like, you're given this golden opportunity to show the community in a good light, to show the game you love in a good light. Like, those are the things that I want to see people, like, capitalize on, right? Like, don't tell me that you're upset that we can't do this trick because tell me what you love about the trick, and you can even bring up the same things and just bring it up in a more positive way. You can just be like, hey, there's this really cool trick we can do where we can do this, and this. It's really, really funny, and it's one of the things I love about this game, that we can do funny stuff like that. However, we're not gonna do it in this run because it's actually useless for this run. But there's just other fun things I love about this game, right? Like, you can bring up the same thing and just, like, phrase it in a more fun and inviting way. And, like, that's, like, way better to a casual audience, right? I don't know. That's my thought. At least. It's neither impressive nor a cool game. It's a bunch of dudes speedrunning a lame game and making fun of it and just chilling. Pride, I'm surprised that that's what you list as your favorite GDQ run, because I thought your favorite GDQ run was it, because I love it too. The Fallout, like, trilogy run, or legacy run, I forget what the technical name of the category is, but it's Fallout 1, Fallout 2, Fallout New Vegas, Fallout 3, I think? Something like that? It's like a bunch of Fallout games. You love that one a ton, don't get you wrong. I can't believe that you are turning your back on Tomato Angus, the G is silent. But yeah, like, I think one of the things that, like, kind of really, like, one of the reasons why I would really like to, like, give my runs the best shot I can of getting into GDQ. And, like, again, it's totally fine if they don't get in. Just because I want something doesn't mean I have to get it. But, like, one of the things that I would really like is I think that there are a lot of really successful runners in Zelda speedrunning who, like, are very, very technical. And I am told, there is a review written of my Fatales run. This is true. There is a review and interview written about my Fatales run for Zelda Dungeon. And one of the questions that they asked me was, why did you turn this into a comedy show? And I'm like, I didn't. That's just me. Like, that's just how I commentate. That is just how I commentate. I'm sorry. You forget the other Zelda runner's name, but really deep voice and glasses, that is almost definitely Jim. Excuse me? There we go. There we go. He also seems very nice to talk to. Well, like, I think that, like, Jim is a really, really good commentator. And, like, a really good advocate for his own runs, right? And I think one of the things that a lot of people don't realize is, like, how much, like, he's got, like, a very, like, easy demeanor, right? Like, you know, he sounds very, like, casual and calm all the time. But, like, I think, like, a lot of people don't really think about, like, how much work goes into like, actual commentary, even if that's the final vibe. Like, you know, I think a lot of people are like, yeah, like, Jim can be really casual about it, so I can be really casual about it. But one of the things that I think makes Jim's runs really successful and makes him a really good advocate for his own speed games is that, like, he still gives, like, really technically good commentary. And doesn't just give you the technical, like, you know, requirements of the run, but gives you the technical requirements in a way that is inviting and presentable. And, like, that is, like, I kind of, before getting into speedrunning myself, like, I had seen a lot of Jim's runs, and I knew that that was kind of, like, the gold standard of the 3D Zelda community, and so, like, there definitely was a time when I was, like, learning to be my own little streamer, where I was like, yeah, and that's the vibe you need to go for. No, it's not my vibe, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Jim is really good at the things he does, but that's not gonna be me. I am going to talk way too much. I'm gonna fill way too much space. I'm gonna be very, very active. I'm gonna be very comedy driven. I'm going to tell 18 jokes a minute. I'm gonna, like, you know, be a performer about it, because that's just kind of more me. But I would still like to try to, like, be, like, do the good things that people like about that, like, Jim's commentary on a more technical basis. I would say the same goes for, like, TGH. If you look outside of 3D Zeldas, like, TGH, I think, has a lot of the same skills, of, like, you know, be easygoing. Never let people know you're stressing too much. Like, just kind of vibe. Enjoy the vibes. Outside the 3D Zeldas, yeah, and then he's running Twilight Princess. Okay. He hasn't showcased Twilight Princess yet. When he showcases it, then we can talk about his Twilight Princess commentary. We talked to Groose! Y'all, I talked to Groose! Good bring ceremony cutscene skip. Also good talk to Groose. Oopsies. That was actually a pretty good beginning. We talked to Groose? Gross? No, it's fine. Jim and Linkus are the only two Zelda runners you go out of your way to watch when they popped up on your feed. And, like, they're also both really good at commentating, but for, like, different reasons. Like, I do also, like, as I said, I think Linkus is a really strong commentator and is also really good at advocating for his own runs. I'm trying to scroll down on my mouse wheel while also doing a trick because my chat got stuck. It's, like, at the bottom, but it doesn't think it is, so it's refusing to turn on auto-scroll, and I'm like, you know what? I think we just have to handle this after I do the back link. Because, like, you can't have too much time save. No. Go wee! There we go. Okay, now I can scroll. There we go. Also, hey, Dadman, how's it going now that I can see? Wanted to play on words? I mean, play on words away. I also flapped too early. That's okay. We're just higher in the sky than we need to be. There we go. Oh my goodness. If you have IKEA furniture, you have to be careful. Isn't there a joke at some point where he, like, this is, like, weird suppressed memory, actually. Oh, almost got the double. Of, like, didn't he make a joke on a GDQ run at some point about, like, I'm gonna speak Swedish now. If you have IKEA furniture and it starts moving around, don't worry, it's okay. I want to say that was a Linkus joke. I don't remember. I want to say it was, though. I've watched a lot of GDQ Wind Waker runs. There's a glitch where he has to count... right! Oh my god! It was like... It was the 70 grappling hooks, right? I can remember. I haven't watched that run in years. And the... like, I'll be very open. The reason I haven't watched that run in years is that, like, after, like, hosting for Linkus, and, like, then hosting for Jim, and knowing both of them as people, and, like, interacting with Jim a decent amount as, like, a regular human, I'm like, is it weird? Like, it feels weird now to, like, watch this thing where I knew of them as content creators, where it's like, oh, hey, that's Jim. As Tiny Baby, but, like, still. I mean, not actually Tiny Baby, but, like, when was that run from? A lot of those runs are old. Like, I don't know. It's the weird position I feel like I'm in as, like, a GDQ viewer turned runner turned host. You're in too deep. I, like watching GDQ VODs. I just sometimes feel, odd about, like, is it weird if I watch my friends' runs from before I knew them? Is it, like, it makes me feel like a weird stalker. I swear I'm not a stalker. I've just been around a while. Okay, we're ahead. Yo, yo, yo. Yo, yo, yo. But yeah, this has been a wild tangent off of, what am I submitting to GDQ? And the answer is, I'm probably just submitting, I'm honestly probably submitting less than I was last event. Because last event, I submitted, Phantom Hourglass as well, but I knew it wouldn't get in because if they took anyone, they were going to take Shasta. We're bonking file 2, corrupting file 3, sparring hall file 3. I will hydrate in just a moment. I am not choosing dihydrate this day. But, like, I'm probably just submitting, like, Skyward Sword any %, Skyward Sword randomizer co-op, and then potentially Pacifist if I feel comfortable and happy with it. But, like, oh, I did not mean to roam. They see me rolling. But, like, I feel like I'm taking it a little bit more seriously in terms of, like, you know, I always have tried to have, like, very, very nicely written descriptions and stuff for my submissions. Can I take it a step farther and, like, have nicely done incentives too? You know? Like, how professional can I make it? We're gonna see. Listen, I'm really good at tangents. I think that's where I was supposed to split. Oh, gosh darn it. I'm clicked onto the wrong thing again. We are still ahead. I just missed my split again. Because I'm really bad at splitting there. I have to work on it. Yeah, hyper aware of hosting? Oh, definitely. I feel like I'm much more critical of hosting now, and sometimes I wish that I wasn't. Because, like, you know, it's hard to enjoy something uncomplicatedly when you have gotten this far into it, you know? Tangents and statistics? Exactly. So that's the question, right? So we have our incentive for Skyward Sword Co-op Randomizer. We have a couple of them, actually. And that one was Jim's idea, and I love it. We made Sin. We made Sin. We made a little bit of Sin. But in terms of, like, Skyward Sword, I'm not really sure what is, like, the optimal, excuse me, incentive to put. Like, the easy answer, so, like, also, one of the things that I realized in looking in from the perspective of being on games committee instead of being a submitter is much more how much value you get out of end of run incentives. As opposed to beginning of run incentives. So, like, I've always had beginning of run incentives because it's easy. Excuse me! Why did that happen? That's okay. Yeah, the beginning of run incentive is super, super easy. Pick my file name. For Skyward Sword, great incentive. It's plastered all over the screen. Excellent incentive, right? Sky on file 1, yeah. But that closes at the beginning of the run. So that's not optimal, but because of that, we could also have 2 incentives. Because we could have a beginning of run incentive and then an end of run incentive. Also, hey Andrea, how's it going? So the easy choice is just like a glitch exhibition, but like easy choice in terms of like, that's probably the least creative choice, right? Is, oh wow, what genius thought of this? A glitch exhibition. For a glitchy run. I can't believe it. So, yeah, like, I'm trying to think of, like, what are the coolest incentives that, like, or the coolest glitches that you could put in a glitch exhibition. Sideways Scaldera is just not super safe, to do, but I could do, there is a fun glitch where, I like to say it turns, your Wii into a Windows screensaver. I could do that, which is always a good time. Bit Save in the Woods, yeah. Like, we love that. So the problem with that scenario is, I feel like that's a really good one for, like, Twilight Princess, but we don't have anything like that further into the run. Like, that's all very, very early on, so it's like, if I want something further into the run, I gotta be creative. Being creative is hard. So if anybody has any great ideas, I am open to hearing them, but yeah, that is also definitely a thing I've considered. Like, how hard is it to learn blindfolded demise? But, like, and the reason why that's such a good incentive is it closes at the end of the run. It's impressive. It's actual gameplay. I mentioned earlier in Variety's chat that I'm not a big fan of incentives that aren't actual gameplay to a certain degree. I'm not a fan of, like, the, like, I'll wear this silly hat type of thing. And there's some exceptions, I think, where, like, oh, hold on, Dequid's File 3, yeah. Where I think that is more appropriate. Stuff like, when they had a blindfolded Breath of the Wild run, it was a joke on, the runner's stream to let chat pick his blindfold. So we let chat pick his blindfold. 2-1. Also, hey Grovile, how's it going? Thank you for the luck. I'm gonna try not to let other things die. That was a little slow, but it's fine. There we go. You got a girlfriend doing blindfold demise. Now this is a story I kinda wanna hear. This is a story I very much want to hear. Okay, we lost a good bit of time over PB, but that is okay. We can save like 2 minutes on this next one. Also, hey Noman, how's it going? I am in fact a noob. How did you know? How did you know? Blindfolded for every boss. Unfortunately, blindfolded Scaldera is probably not possible, especially because it has, like, for any percent, it has soft lock potential. Blindfolded Girahim 1 is possible if you have the shield, which we actually can't get in any percent, unfortunately. That is kind of an HD exclusive one. Don't press A! I got it. The Kingdom Hearts Disney songs, I did like those. Those were really flavorful. I liked those. You met your now fiance at Zelda Dungeon. She was on the couch with you and you did blindfolded demise as an incentive. She was so impressed she asked you out. That's kind of adorable. Just saying, that's kind of adorable. Like, that's wonderful. Listen, that's an incredible story. Exactly, dating tip, learn blindfolded demise. It works for some people. Swap hands, Wiimote, and nunchuck. That would probably be pretty impressive. Those were really good. And, like, those were really creative, too. Like, those were a really creative idea because it filled a huge gap in gameplay that would have just been an absolute auto-scroller. So, like, I think that, like, again, I don't usually like the, like, I'm gonna wear a funny hat, I'm gonna do this. I don't, like, there's a couple of runs where, like, I've seen people will, like, sing a song at the end of their showcase that doesn't have anything to do with the run. It's just, like, a different talent they have. And I'm like, I do want to see different talents you have. I just want to see them relate to the run. And I think that, like, you know, that, like, we do the gummy missions, but we sing a song during them was a really good way to do exactly that, to make it relate to the run. We have an incentive to do a live performance. Just, like, have a full orchestra with, like, Saren on flute. And, like, I don't know. I can sort of sing. Gotta learn a nifty speedrun trick as a party trick? Exactly. It'll be great. It'll be great. Bonk File 2, BitSave File 2, Lower Academy. Mario Odyssey Festival % and do a live performance of Jump Up Superstar. I would sing along to that. Jump up Superstar. Jump up and your cares are far away. Rap in person idea? Well, I feel like rap in person can also, like, get away with a lot more of those types of things. Like, because rap is, like, a community showcase and not, like, a submission-based thing, I feel like there's a lot more things that rap can get away with. That was slow but careful. But we take it. Because I'm pretty darn sure that worked. And that's what we care about, is that it worked. No one else can take me this far. Flipping the switch. Get ready for this. I'm trying to remember the words desperately, and they're definitely not in order in my brain. Let's do the Odyssey. There we go. That was a really good jump, actually. Wear all my hats as an incentive. If I ever do get into GDQ, most certainly, before I, like, even leave for the event, I would have a poll on Discord, where I'll, like, maybe do one on Discord and one on, like, Twitter/Blue Sky, like, have a couple of polls and let, like, my regular viewers pick my hat that I would wear on stage. Be like, here's my entire collection. Pick what one you want, you know? Cause, like, I feel like much more so than, like, you know, let people vote on what hat I wear. I feel like it would be much more meaningful. H, by the way. But I feel like it would be a lot more meaningful to the people who watch my stream regularly to get to pick my hat than it would be for just viewers of GDQ, you know? The stars like raise our sails, but you always heard as raise our sails. Raise our sales numbers. All right, don't get smacked. It didn't split again. Okay, we're more than 2 minutes ahead. But I keep doing that. I keep doing that. I've said it before, but I am a huge fan of, like, I feel like there was a good couple years in there. Why is my lemon water colored orange? It is fresh apple cider-ish. It's like from a few days ago, but like it's fresh apple cider. Like it's from a local orchard. It's good. Exactly. I love that RBM. Also, hey, username, how's it going? Hope you're doing well today. But yeah, there was like definitely a kind of a trend in video games for a while that I feel like Odyssey was like the absolute culmination of having like at least one song that had like full lyrics, and I want that more. I want that more. Like, they always do so well. Who doesn't love, even if you don't like Odyssey, I defy you to find somebody who doesn't love Let's Do the Odyssey. Alternatively, have you considered, there's also, Snake Eater. What a thrill with darkness and silence through the night. Good question, Viola, and I know the answer to this, which is a little bit funny. Hold on, let me make sure. That's not what I meant to do. That's okay, it doesn't break anything. It just wastes a quick second of time. Also, hey, Jeffstoffleys, how's it going? You've been summoned? That's you, the Snake Eater? Or is it you that doesn't like, Jump Up Superstar? If so, valid, but you are in the minority. So I know this because there is a local place that does fresh apple cider, and we used to go there as part of a school group every year. But apple juice is actually like much more than just juiced apples. Apple juice has any other additive in it. It has added water, added sugar, added other flavors, anything like that. Apple cider is only the juice and pulp from apples. It is nothing else. That is all that's in apple cider. The reason why it's cloudier is usually because, it uses a lot more parts of apple. It is not just the flesh, it also includes the skins, which gives it the color. You can tolerate the Odyssey song? Okay, that's valid. It's not universal. It's just, it is beloved by many. It's beloved by many. Ned Flanders taught you about cider and juice in the 90s. I'm curious as to how. Also, hey Disposable, how's it going? Hope you're having a lovely evening. I need to learn how to set that up better. If it's tangy and brown, you're in cider towel. Yeah, that is why apple cider is typically a little bit less sweet, because it doesn't have added sugar in it. But apple juice usually does. You could learn Metal Gear Rising and do literally any of the vocal tracks. If it's sweet and yellow, you got juice there, fella. I'm trying to think about what Ned Flanders' voice sounds like, but I don't really know because I never really watched Simpsons. That's a Simpsons one, right? That's like the neighbor in Simpsons. I think. I hit it close enough. I don't really remember what it, because he's like really happy, right? Like he's like the really happy one. My sibling used to watch Simpsons when my parents weren't home. He's a jolly fellow. That is all I know about Simpsons. There we go. Oakley dokley. Oakley dokley is an excellent phrase. Alright, let's not get nabbed by a Keese this time. I don't know how that happened last time, because, like, look how far away those Keese are. Alright, gimme the bomb. There we go. We save. We are all set up to go do your Zelda cover band name. Yeah, I'm not sure what else I would want to do other than like just glitch. Like, I don't know. Is it worth it to try to learn Blindfolded Demise? Because the other thing is that like people have seen Blindfolded Demise before. People have just seen Blindfolded Demise before. Like, is it that much more interesting to, like, see it again, you know? Put a blindfold on Demise. Oh, keep that new and fresh. We change who has the blindfold in this equation. What file am I swapping to? File 3, please. 2 to 3, 2 to 3. You spent quite a bit of time on the file screen. It's true, you do. I was saying this earlier, but one of the things that I think is really interesting about this specific run is that a lot of people make jokes about how in Skyward Sword Any %, all you ever see is the title screen. That's actually not very true. We spend about 30% of the run in Any % on the title screen. And like, to be clear, point stands, I understand, that's a lot. It's a lot, okay? 30% of the run is a lot of the run. Also, thank you so much, Disposable, for 4 months. I really appreciate it, and thank you for the luck. I apologize that I forgot to turn back on my alerts, but I still appreciate the support nonetheless. Yeah, it's 30% more time than most speedruns spend on the title screen. This is true. It is quite a bit. Ha 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 ha. Pun unintended on that one. However, the hard parts of the run for Any % are whenever the title screen is gone. There is 1-bit interaction that is a little bit harder to do in Skyward Sword Any %. And other than that, the hard parts of the run are whenever bit is over. Also, thank you so much, Breathtaking, for the 100 bits. You're so right, though. But, like, we do this trick in Skyward Sword Any %. This trick is harder than most bit interactions in Skyward Sword Any %. The bosses are part of the hardest part to learn in Skyward Sword Any %. The title screen, after a while, is the easy baby part. For this run, we spend a lot of time in bit, and to be fair, there's a lot of stuff we do in bit that is pretty easy. It's not that hard. What I just did in bit is not difficult. However, What I'm about to do next in Bit, the next time I'm in Bit, is way harder. That the hard parts of this run are when the title screen is present, for the most part. Which I think is really cool. Like, I think that's really fun from a, like, as a performer of the run. Like, is it from a fun for a viewer perspective? That's for you to decide. But I think it's cool and it's a nice little variation, you know? It's a nice variation. Kind of want to see someone with a board in the back pinning up every flag that's set. Just a visual representation. Okay, so Variety was talking earlier about, what am I doing? I am missing my split again. I need to stop being clicked off of my splits. Don't worry, we're still 2 minutes ahead. But Variety was talking about earlier, like, trying to do video essays on her stream, and, as some of you may know, I'm working on this massive video project. I said in her chat, and I will say it again with my whole chest, that if video project goes over well, I would absolutely not be against doing more fun video projects. That, like, I know a lot of people think that the worst part of, like, making videos is editing, and, like, to be fair, it's the slowest part. But I don't mind it. I think it's really fun, actually. I kind of like it. I like it. There's kind of the what's the best part of writing, having written type of vibe in terms of, like, you know, I'll get a section, and it'll be really hard, but that's really rewarding when you're like, wait, but that flows so well. That section is perfect. And I've really enjoyed that part of it, and it's one of the reasons why I've, like, really enjoyed kind of taking my time and going through and trying to make each section as, like, as tightly edited as I can, and to, like, make every joke land the best it possibly could and stuff like that. If I did another video project, I would not feature 25 different speedruns in it. Hell of a place to start. Wasn't my best idea. So maybe, just maybe, I have considered, if I ever do make more, like, video projects, that they would probably be, video projects that are maybe, like, about Skyward Sword. You know, at least take a break. At least take a break. I'd like to do other stuff that's about, like, sort of cross-pollination, because that is something that I think has been really fun, and is a really sort of, like, I am in a very unique position where, like, that is something that I can do pretty easily, because as a host, I have interacted with a lot of different communities. A lot more, I would say, than your average Skyward Sword runner. I've interacted with a lot more different communities than your average 3D Zelda runner, or runner in general. And, like, I do really enjoy getting to, like, you know, interact with so many people and work on something together with so many different parts of the community. However, I might take a break. Notoriously easy work to work with. I would do it twice. But I probably wouldn't do it, twice immediately. You know, give myself a break. Exactly. I went big or go home. I want to go big. But it's a lot. Hey Lopsa, can you talk less? Can you talk less? Go big and go home? Exactly. Always remember to go home for nap time. Like, also though, it is an idea that I was like really excited and passionate about. And like for that reason, I'm really happy with getting to do it. You know, for realsies. I'm also like a little concerned right now because I feel like Fi isn't usually visible during those cutscenes. I don't know why she was. Like, it's usually comical that she's not. I don't know what I did differently, but hopefully it still works all right. Very nice. Very nice, Urla. But, like, it is also something that I think sounds really, really fun to, like, you know, the second I thought of, like, Variety doing, like, her own version of video content, my first thought is, like, oh, that would be really neat, because, like, also Variety would do something completely different from what I would do, right? Like, I want to see what is Variety-branded video content, you know? It's one of the beautiful things about artistic endeavors is that there's infinite space in the world for everybody to do their own version of a project. That being said, don't plagiarize other people's because then you're taking their space. But there is infinite space for more people to do their own stuff, you know? I really hope that I didn't mess anything up. I don't think I did because I don't see what could get messed up. I haven't clicked off of the file. We're good on that front. We're good. Please get off the lad. Oh, I said off the lad. Okay, we are going to have to do that because I clicked on a file at the last second, but that's perfectly okay. That's why we hit plus. This is one of those sections I was talking about where, like, this is hard bit. This is bit with actual difficulty. And I wish I hadn't missed all of my splits. Also, thank you so much Breathtaking for the 100 bits. Don't even have a silly reason for bits, you're just really having fun? I'm glad! I'm also really having fun. One of the fun things about Skyward Sword to me is that, like, it is just, like, really relaxing. It is very relaxing, even when silly things happen. I don't remember where I think I split on saving previously. And it didn't split again! Please stop it! Stop it! No! No! It's fine. This run just doesn't have splits. Because I keep what I'm accidentally doing is scrolling and clicking instead of just scrolling. Splits are overrated? Exactly. Alright, but now I think we're still like a good 2 minutes ahead. And the RBM did work. I don't know why it was looking a little funky. No split, only hold. Exactly. Exactly. This is not a banana split. It's just a banana. What'd you think it was? Do you not know what a banana looks like? Because I don't. That was interesting. I entered this house on file 2. It doesn't actually matter what house you enter on. It matters what house you leave on. Because here's like a fun fact that is very silly. So file 1 right now, if I left this house, I believe would crash. File 2 and 3 are fine. But I believe I am correct in saying that the reason why File 1 would crash is that Link has to be wearing his pajamas? He gotta be wearing his jammies. You don't leave the house at night while not wearing your jammies. I believe that is what would cause File 1 to crash. I don't know exactly what flags are on File 1, but that is a thing that could cause a crash there. In pretty much any run that does that RBM. Oh, banana. See, Pride's better at that one than I am. How likely am I to accidentally find a glitch that saves time in any of the games I speedrun? Probably not the most likely, unfortunately. I'm not Muffin. I'm not Muffin. I wish I was Muffin sometimes. Hey, Ovlov, how's it going? So I have found a couple of things in the games I speedrun, which I think most speedrunners have after a certain point. You just, like, kind of, like, do it enough and you find things. But I haven't found a whole ton that saves time. What I have found a lot more of is things that save consistency. I'm, like, a lot better at finding consistency strats than I am at finding things that save time. I don't know how people glitch hunt. Excuse me. Excuse me! Bonk the elephant! Link. Elephant. Thank you! That was so silly! Earth Temple seems like an extremely reasonable place for Link to wear his jammies. Exactly! Look at him wear his jammies! Look at him wear those jammy jams. But I have found, like, a couple of, like, backup strats and stuff like that. I just haven't found a whole lot of things that are not just a backup strat that would, actually save time. Space Archibald. Need Zelda in space. I don't know I need Zelda in space, actually. Listen. If you want to put Zelda in space, I'm gonna need you to go through the whole set of doing trains, planes, and automobiles first. We've had Link drives a train. We haven't had an explicit plane. We could. So you see. Yeah, it's File 1. Of course it's File 1. Of course it would be File 1. There we go. And now is the part that scares me. Because of this keys. And this keys. Okay, no, do not target the keys. Normally I'm like, yes, please target the key. I messed up the trick. We had planes in Breath of the Wild, not explicit ones. Not explicit ones. He rides that weird manta ray in Minish Cap. I really need to play Minish Cap. Exactly, do not the keys. If you kill the keys, the run is dead. Don't kill the keys. I'm also trying to die more efficiently here. There we go. Beautiful. Minish Cap is great. I've heard Minish Cap is great. I've heard Minish Cap is great a lot. I feel like I need to experience Minish Cap at some point. Alright. Doing 2 to 3 to 2 to 3. Mario already went to space, why not Link? True. Like, I can't argue with you there. Va Meadow isn't good enough? No, Va Meadow isn't good enough. That's a robot bird. Definitely different from a plane. See, it's not plain enough. It's not plain enough, it's too complicated. What do I think a plane is? Plane. Like a bagel. But not an everything bagel. Right, we still are doing things this way. So, not every death has to, however, it is optimal. So, the way that dying works in Zelda, in Skyward Sword specifically, is that Link has this really slow animation when he dies, where he, like, dramatically falls to his knees and does, like, a and then, like, falls over. It's a lot. Link is a lot. He's a very dramatic boy. And those dramatics, those cost time, so we really try not to do that. Also, hey Fitsona, how's it going? And hey Hacker, damn you took a nap? That is okay. And hey Mac, how's it going, y'all? But, so, we want to reduce the dramatics as much as we can, because those dramatics are slow. So, the way we usually do that, hold on, we are log and push log jump, and then I want to be on file 2. There we go. Bit save it in the woods, 3 to 2, and then enter on file 1. There we go. But yeah, so we want to reduce the dramatics as much as we can. Don't worry about that. My nunchuck just stopped responding, and I noticed it, so I was like, I'm gonna stop this right now, man. But we want to reduce the dramatics as much as possible, and it's not always possible. And at those times, you can see the full animation. But the fastest Link can die is by, I believe, dying into a void. He has no animation. If he dies into a void, he just dies. Like, that's it. No issues. If a void is not available, it is preferable to watching him fall to his knees to have him die in water or in lava. I believe water is slightly, I might be wrong on this, but I believe water is slightly faster than lava, but like, they're pretty comparable, and it's also never an option to be able to pick between water and lava. It's always the one that's there, right? Because water and lava are never on the same stage. So if I can, even though it cost me a little bit of time to leave that chew, to shake him off of me and then leave and go to the edge, dying into the lava is gonna save more time in terms of cutting out Link's dramatics, ideally. So it is intentional that we do that. There we go. Good Link. Good Link. Skip cutscene, positional bit warp on file 1, that's it. There we go. The Oracle games were also made by Capcom. Wait, Minish Cap was made by Capcom? I thought it was just the Oracle games. I'm so confused. I'm so confused. You were looking at the game box and noticed I was always scowling. Excuse me. There we go. I was very, very intentional about that. Was Minish Cap Capcom too? I thought that somebody said that. Oh, I've missed my split again. Oh! I jumped into... Hi, Orion. How's it going? I jumped into the lava. That's okay, because we kind of actually want to damage. Hi. No, out of here, sir. Does that... No, that's a genuine, that's never happened before. Does anybody know if that breaks the rules? Can somebody clip that? I didn't push him. He just jumped. finishing this run, but I need to know, is that illegal? Is that illegal? I have no idea. Minish Cap, the Oracle games, and GBA, Four Swords Adventure, and Link to the Past were all Capcom? I didn't know this. Oh, I got the frame perfect roll. That's so wild. Well, so it does count if a Keese runs into your bomb and dies. But I didn't do it. It wasn't my bomb. There was no bomb involved. That lad just wanted to jump into the lava, and I don't know what that means for my speed run. Like, I'm confused. I didn't even know they could do that. Prefer Grezzo's work for the Zelda series? Okay, so I am a big believer in, like, if I ever played Ocarina of Time, thank you, Backside, I appreciate it. I'm genuinely gonna send that to the Skyward Sword speedrunning Discord later. I've never seen that before. But I'm a big believer in... There we go, very nice. It is okay. See, normally I use my camera hooking onto the Lizalfos to keep my camera facing this direction. Now I have to be more intentional about it because the Lizalfos did a bad. I can grab one more. Mega whip. There we go. Exactly! But I am a believer in if I ever, played Ocarina of Time or Majora's Mask in present day, I would play the 3D versions. I don't think that Grezzo is evil and cursed the 3D versions. I think that they look fine. I think that they look fine. I'm not a Grezzo hater. That being said, hey Grezzo, can you use a different art style? Please? This is like a thing that actually like wildly bothered me. Is that like, okay, so Link's Awakening for Switch. I don't like the art style for Link's Awakening for Switch. I don't think it's poorly made. I think there's a lot of love and care put into it, but that sort of like toy art style is just not for me, but that's totally fine. I am not going to, you know, get annoyed because you didn't cater to my specific tastes. How dare? Like, I am a single individual. I also don't super care for Twilight Princess's art style. I like that Twilight Princess's art style has love and care put into it. I like that it's consistent. And I like it slightly more than I like the art style for Link's Awakening for Switch, but it's not my favorite. It's kind of like dark and moody, and like I think that flattens out a lot of potential detail, but like I still think that it does a lot of good with that. It really leans into its own art style, and I would say the same about Link's Awakening for Switch. So why does Echoes of Wisdom have the same art style? See, that's where I don't like it. Because I want Echoes of Wisdom to have its own identity. This isn't Link's Awakening for Switch Part 2. This is Echoes of Wisdom. Have a different art style! Why can't we have a different art style? Yeah, like, I don't mind things being chibi, but I feel like whereas, like Wind Waker's brand of chibi and Phantom Hourglass's brand of chibi and Spirit Tracks' brand of chibi are very, like, they have a lot of personality in them. Also, hey, Underdice, how's it going? would go so hard. Exactly! I would be so here for it. But I feel like Wind Waker and the other games that kind of had the Toon Link art style are very, very expressive, whereas I don't really get that from the Link's Awakening Switch art style. And by extension, the Echoes of Wisdom art style. And there are still a lot of really nice expressive things. Like, when there are unique animations, just like in Spirit Tracks, there's a lot of love and care put into making a unique animation special in a lot of cases. Like, you know, Marin has a lot of frames of animation to her singing, and stuff like that. But, like, when Link is just moving around, it's not really, like, that expressive. And, like, I love the audio. I love the most expressive thing in Echoes of Wisdom, by far to me, is hup. It's like it's a really sweet sound effect. It's really cute. But why does Zelda always look like a plastic toy while she's doing it? Like, and again, it's not any kind of sin to me that they picked an art style I didn't personally like. How dare? The problem is that I just want every game to have its own identity. And, like, you know, I think Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks pushed it a little bit in terms of, like, stealing a lot of the identity that came with Wind Waker. But, like, let's be real, I'm a little bit biased. I like the Wind Waker aesthetic a lot, and I do think that they did a couple of things to try to make it a little bit more unique. Hold on, let's time a bomb throw. I got hit! Like, TP, please. Oh, what are we mad about TP right now? What is Twilight Princess doing? Deep Woods on file 3. I was correct. Select file 2, then skip cutscene. You know how you're supposed to do stupid stuff as a young adult? You're doing that. What stupid stuff are we doing? You just go everywhere on a bed? Yes, Echoes of Wisdom is bed speedrun. It's bed speedrun or table speedrun. It can also be tables. And signs. They use a lot of signs in that run. There we go. That'll work. Made a 7x11 Pyrex full of nachos. That doesn't seem like a bad decision. Definitely does not seem like a bad decision. D, by the way. I was in Wind Waker, Minish Cap, Phantom Hourglass, Spirit Tracks, Four Swords Adventures, and Triforce Heroes. I mean, I wouldn't say that, like, it's necessarily overused as a whole to me, because I don't think that all of those games have the actual same art style, but I do also agree that, like, even if Twilight Princess's art style is not 100% the perfect art style for me, like, I still do like how different it was. And I like things being different and having a very strong identity. The Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks are basically Wind Waker 2 and 3 direct to DVD. No, you're so right, though. You're so right, though. Also, hey, Cal, how's it going? Could never do Pacifist, you crave violence. But how am I supposed to commit violence if, the boss didn't spawn? It's not that I don't want to kill things. It's that the boss didn't spawn. We finally split! The boss just didn't spawn. Also, I agree to the Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks or Wind Waker 2 and 3 direct to DVD, despite the fact that I love Phantom Hourglass with all of my heart. I love Phantom Hourglass. Thank you so much, Breathtaking, for the split bits. We finally split! We finally remembered to split! Everything is okay now. Cal, is everything okay? You seem concerned. You have no queso, it's just meat and cheese. You wish you had queso. What about refried beans? I'm a big refried bean lover, especially considering I don't do meat. Refried beans, quality. Really good. Really good. Alright, now it's time for Horp. I should look. So Thunderbolt took world record of this run. And Thunderbolt did Thunderbolt things. And destroyed it. Thunderbolt's just a really, really technically, like, talented player. It has the world record for any percent as well. But I haven't actually seen Thunderbolt's world record. I kind of want to go look at Thunderbolt's world record and, like, see how he does those, like, bird sections where you're flying in a circle. Because I hate those sections. I want to know, is there a way to make them consistent? That I need to know. Of course, I can never get it first try. Second try again. There we go. Have I ever had peanut butter on tacos? I haven't had tacos very much. I'll be real. I'm not a huge taco person. So I can't say I've had peanut butter on tacos. I can't say I've really considered it. I want to see, can I do this? Oh, no, I was too far away. I don't know where the loading zone is. Oh, it's way over here. Also, hey, Clink, how's it going? Thank you for the luck. But I haven't had a lot of tacos. So I can't say I've ever tried peanut butter on tacos. Anybody know good vegetarian taco recipes? Hey. I used to go to a taco place near where... Oh, I almost ran into the lava. That would have been bad. Near where my old apartment was, that had vegetarian chorizo. That stuff was good. That stuff was really good. Alright, it's time for copies! Copy, copy, copy. We're gonna copy file 1 to file 2, void out in Upper Academy, bit save start file 1. I'm aware that that probably doesn't mean a lot to a lot of people, but it's always exciting when you get to the copy part of the run. It's like, ooh, I have to change how I go into Farron in a bit. Just a little spice for your tacos. You know? Mushroom tacos have gotten big at restaurants. Okay, but what kind of mushroom? Because, like, I've definitely had a lot of, like, portobello veggie burgers where they just slap an entire portobello mushroom on top of a veggie burger, or like on top of a bun and call it a veggie burger. Oh, it's so portobello. I don't dislike portobello, but so much. So much. Welcome in, Fishman. I hope you're having a lovely day. I hope you enjoy your time in chat. First saw any of my content the other day when I did Skyward Sword Co-op Randomizer. Yo, I love Skyward Sword Co-op Randomizer. First of all, excellent choice. But I hope you enjoyed the Co-op Randomizer. I do also do vanilla Skyward Sword and other things occasionally, but mostly Skyward Sword and Phantom Hourglass. But I am very, very excited to, like, I've never won a tournament before. I don't think I get anything for winning the tournament. I just get bragging rights. And I'm not really a big bragger. So I don't think I get much of anything at all. But, I think I save and quit here. Yeah, I do. But it was still really exciting. I've never won a tournament before. This was very, very fun. And also, like, one of the reasons why I don't do, like, tournaments very often is that it's usually very, very stressful. Like, it's so stressful to be in the middle of a tournament. But honestly, there were times during the final match for the co-op tournament where, like, I was kind of bragging. I don't think it's bragging. Is there, like, a statute of limitations? I don't want to brag, but, like, I want to be excited. I think being excited about things is allowed. At least for a little bit. But, you know, maybe, like, a few days from now, like, we let it drop. We don't talk about it anymore. But until then, we're gonna experience excitement. I have brought my excitement. But there were, like, definitely times during the final match where just, like, we're just playing SSR. And we play a lot of co-op already. So, like, I had to, like, remind myself, like, oh yeah, I'm also streaming, because I couldn't interact with chat. But it's like, oh yeah, I'm also streaming, and, I'm not allowed to just, like, completely turn off myself as a performer, right? Like, I'm not just hanging out, and it was, like, a lot more, like, chill, which I really, really appreciate it, you know? It was fun. What is this potato taco? You have more potatoes than you know what to do with. Pacifist is a relatively new run for Skyward Sword, and it's very silly. It's very, very silly. I forgot to damage down, so we're gonna damage down and then resave. It's very silly, which is to say that, it's a low percent category. And like many a low percent category, it's... we go out of our way needlessly to do so many weird things. Just because we wanted to show that we can. You know? Why are we doing this? Yes. Yes. Boil 'em, mash 'em, stick 'em in a soup. Love it. Also, hey Bothered, how's it going? But yeah, Skyward Sword Pacifist, indeed, is an option. We are currently, technically, we don't know if this run is, leaderboard legal, even though there isn't a leaderboard for this category, because it's, like, I think there are people trying to make there be a leaderboard for this category, but, I don't think this is a legal run. Maybe? We're really not sure. But a Lizalfos just jumped in the lava of their own accord. Well, I was trying to get them to go away from the lava. It was a new one. Link. There we go. So... that's interesting, but we have not killed any bosses. We have not killed any mini-bosses. We have not killed any enemies. We have not used bombs on any pieces. Excuse me. Open the door, please. Thank you. This is a slow split. We have been relatively successful. How many death warps there are in the run? How many deaths or how many death warps? Because they are different. There are quite a few death warps, but there are far more deaths. Because a lot of the deaths, just deaths overall, a lot. There's a lot of deaths in this run. I don't know off the top of my head, but I want to say there's like 30 or something. Because we go into Back in Time a ton. And as I said, there are also a couple of death warps, that we do use to get around faster. Alright, ready? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. Link is a pacifist to everyone except himself. Yes, this is true. Also, everybody say hi to Bips. I choose to believe that that's Bips. Vibe in a few chats while playing RuneScape. I have no idea how people can be in multiple chats at once. You have a talent I will never understand. I will never have the ability to be in multiple chats at once. This is a failing on my part. If I am in a chat, that is where I am. I don't know how to split your brain to multiple chats. RuneScape health because it forces you to multitask everything. I am a multitasker, which I think, like, what Skyward Sword Runner isn't a multitasker to some degree. That, like, so much of the run is multitasking, right? Because you have the menu on top of the gameplay. We get to finally find out how far ahead or behind we are. We're a minute and a half ahead! Let's go! I did not mean to say save and quit. Oh, Kanto time! Nice. I am okay with saving there, because we are going to immediately save again. That was just a little bit of time loss. But we did get a 2-frame backflip to get out of there. Cattle. I'm a big fan of cattle. Y'all, I need to... You just press the plus key! What does the plus key do on Twitch? Does it do anything? My keyboard is, like, very far away from me, usually, at my current desk setup, because, like, hey, fun fact, I don't actually have, like, a desk right now. Oh, it's just the plus sign! Nice! I don't actually have a desk right now, so my keyboard is very high up and very far away from me. So... I don't use keyboard shortcuts very often. Task means penis, but paskig means mean. Oh no. I feel like this has the potentiality for some really fun tongue twisters. Right? Like, definitely. Of plus several times. Task finish. No! Pride. What's my PB for this one? My PB is a 158. We are currently quite a bit ahead, which is very good because this is only my second day back running this, and I haven't done a ton of D-Rust practice yet. So I'm pretty happy with that. However, we are getting to some of the hard parts. Not this split. Ogle Cute Cactus is not a hard split. It's actually kind of a nothing burger of a split. It's mainly a nothing burger. All we're gonna do is go out of bounds and make our way over to Gorge because we have to do some Gorge things. But then after that, we have to do Tringle Party. Tringle Party is what is called a cutscene wrong warp, which basically is really hard to explain. But if you have certain entrance values on back in time and on your file, you can abuse cutscenes playing to trick the game into playing cutscenes that it wouldn't normally play and use that to set flags. The one we are going to do is a cutscene wrong warp to set the flag for... It's basically gonna warp us into the cutscene of having finished Skykeep. That's what it's gonna do. And watching that cutscene sets the flag for, hey, you beat Skykeep. We don't need to beat Skykeep because we just needed to watch the cutscene to say we beat Skykeep so that we can, Skykeep. But a cutscene wrong warp is a 2-frame trick that if you are late, you can try it as many times as you want for a tiny time loss. If you are early, you cannot. If you are early at cutscene wrong warp, you have like a 3-minute time loss. So, we're gonna really try not to be early, despite the fact that this trick is very stressful. Whee! Splat. Explain the hype of In-N-Out. I've never been to an In-N-Out, so I cannot explain the hype of In-N-Out. I'm very sorry about this. You will say goodnight. Thank you for the luck. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed your time with us. And I hope you get good sleep, and good luck on the sleeps. Sleeps is hard. I'm very bad at sleeps. We're bit saving, file 3 at the bazaar, file 1 to file 2. You know, using all the files. All of them. There we go. Fun fact, Skyward Sword isn't the only case of an animation having weird side effects. If you turn your screen off on your Android phone... Hold on. I need to focus on getting my timing correct. While unlocking the lock screen... It's file 1 to file 2. I'm trying not to text and drive. Don't read chat while I'm skydiving. It's really tempting, because I'm just staring at, like, Link's butt as he sails through the sky, and I'm like, wouldn't it be interesting to read chat right now? Wouldn't that be so much cooler? But... I won't. I'll refrain. Alright. Enter Seal Temple on file 2. Die with bombs. Death Trick file 2. We got this. Unlock the phone the next time you turn on your... Wait. I'm confused. What is this Android phone trick? Don't put logic in your animation handlers, please. Okay, hold on. Where's my bombs? There we go. I don't know when my motion controls desynced because they were perfectly fine a moment ago. Alright. 2-frame trick time! Oh, there sure would. There would be so much we could do with more files. First try! We love it. We love it. Sorry, I was a little stressed over the... There we go. And this is just a death warp. First try. Let's go. Heck yeah. That's what we like to see. The freedom is we're almost 4 minutes ahead. Okay. Fly out back to Temple Entrance, just making sure. Okay. The effect is that you think you locked your phone and turned the screen off, but it's actually unlocked. This has been fixed since you discovered it, but was possible for... Oh, that's so weird. You have no idea what just happened? Also, thank you so much, Breathtaking, for the 100 bits for a first try. So what happened was we did the cutscene wrong warp, that we entered into that room, and we did a trick that reloaded the room under very special circumstances so that it would start playing a cutscene, and then we started our file while Link was dying. So it started the file, then we died, so it reloaded the room, so it started playing the cutscene, and then we skipped the cutscene. So the same way an RBM works, essentially, that we just RBM'd skipping the cutscene, kind of. I think that's how it works generally. I will ask Pepper for a better explanation. But it is a 2-frame window to get the timing to work correctly, and you saw it warped us to Sealed Grounds. What that did was it warped us to Sealed Grounds because it acted as if we had just watched the cutscene that we had beaten all of Skykeep. So I just beat all of Skykeep, basically. That's what the game thinks, at least. The game thinks that I beat all of Skykeep, and because the game thinks that I beat all of Skykeep, I can now do things in the game as if I am in a state where I've beaten all the dungeons. Double gay splits on Trinkle Party? You're right. I believe this was a gay split in my last run, too. Now let's not mess this up. Let's not mess up this split now. This is where I died last run. Alright. Dive to Farron Pillars. 1 to 3, not 1 to 2. Which is actually easier to do. Linkus moment, basically. Hard trick that doesn't look impressive. Oh, so I need to hype myself up more? Is that what you're saying, Pride? I need to go be Linkus? I'm sorry that I'm probably not going to become Linkus at any point. I am no Swedish sniper, unfortunately. Though I am Swedish. But, unfortunately, not a sniper. Alright. Enter pillar with file 1. Or, I mean, enter spiral. The difference matters, but... that's fine. There we go. Pippi and 7 top hats. We've had 1, yes. But what about 7 top hats? Alright. Enter on file 3. So push twice. I'll be real. This run makes me get so good at log jump. So good at log jump. Select file 2 for log. Switch to file 3. Die to Octorok. This Octorok doesn't have a name, unfortunately. Swap to file 2 after death. Not file 1, file 2. There we go. What about backwards log jumps? I don't know if I know how to do a backwards log jump. I don't know how we do that, but maybe someday I will learn like a good little Padawan. Nunchuck? No. You see this, Kikwi? The Kikwi will now speak. There we go. Tricks that are hard due to timing rarely look impressive. They don't look as impressive, surely. We blow up the boulder. Save and enter back in time again. It's a speakly. That's what they call speeches in Peekwee land. There we go. The upside down log jumps. The log falls. Actually, there is a trick. So hey, Nye, how's it going? That trick looked pretty impressive, and don't call me Shirley. That is very valid. We're copying file 1 over file 3. Perfect. Bonk file 2 and do positional lower academy bit warp. Alright. Oops, that was on me. Oopsies. Oops. Don't worry. Everything is going grand. There we go. Positional bit warp achieved. Not the fastest I've ever done it, but there we go. I'm right here. Yeah, I feel like things that are just like menu tricks are never quite as impressive looking as like movement tricks and stuff like that. And like the real time when you can feel that is like RPG runs. I could never menu that fast. I just could not. It's very impressive, but yet why RPG runs gotta look so nothing? Like, I want to get to feel the more impressed. Also nice, first try jank jump. We love it. We love it. That Airplane is a remake of a slightly older C-tier disaster movie called 0 Hour. Huh. I didn't know this. The only thing I really have ever known about the movie Airplane is that I had a teacher in high school. A great guy. He was the physics teacher at my school. Oh, I'm way too far over. That's why things looked wrong, because I was too far in the other direction. But the physics teacher at my high school, every time we took a test or quiz, he would go, "All right, good luck, we're all counting on you." As he started the time, and a bunch of students were like stressed out by it, and they were like, "Why does Mr. Such and Such always do that? It stresses me out so much." And I was like, "No, but it's a reference. It's a reference, isn't it?" And I looked it up to be sure, and I was like, "Yeah, that's just a reference to the movie Airplane. Like, he's telling a joke. Don't worry. He's not trying to put more pressure on you." There we go. All right. Oh, hold on. This trick is a little bit scary. Oh, come on. There we go. That's totally fine. Totally fine. I've never seen the movie Airplane. Feel like really good menuing fully sinks in only when you try to do it. Exactly. Like, people don't really appreciate how hard that is. Like, I don't think I would appreciate, like, variety playing Valhalla nearly as much if it weren't for the fact that I've played Valhalla, and I was slow and bad. Are there bombs here? No, there aren't. I just gotta wait. I just gotta wait. Excuse me. I'm trying to... Yep. There we go. Now I can see. Yeah. Save, activate bit. We're good. Just making sure I didn't miss anything. Before the attempt, during the attempt, after the attempt. See, now I need to know what this means in context. Apparently I need to watch the movie Airplane. I, like, regrettably really like the movie Trains, Planes, and Automobiles. And that's the only thing I think of every time somebody references the movie Airplane. Like, I don't think the movie Trains, Planes, and Automobiles is that good, but I just have, like, really fond memories of it. I don't remember if it's really that good. You know? Alright. We're going 3, 1, 2. 3, 1. Okay, here's where the bad part of Bad Horp comes in. Welcome to a really awkward RBM. It's gonna be rough, and we're gonna try to do our best to not mess it up. Oh wait, hold on. I know it's on the correct file, but I would like to see it, actually. Seeing it makes me feel better, and sometimes that's important. Like, sometimes that feels good, and I like it. This is true. Movies do not have to be good to be fun. I get into this argument with people a lot, or I at least used to, with Sonic the Hedgehog games, that there are a lot of Sonic the Hedgehog games, that there are some Sonic the Hedgehog games that are critically very good. There are a lot that aren't. And when I say that, I don't mean to be mean to Sonic the Hedgehog, because I have really fond memories of Sonic the Hedgehog. And like, I enjoy a lot of Sonic the Hedgehog games. And it doesn't matter if they're not technically good. I don't care that Sonic Adventure 2 is a buggy mess. I don't care that Sonic Adventure 1 is a more buggy mess. It's fun. And I enjoy it. Alright. Don't leave splash screen early. There is Groose. He's gonna play a cutscene. It's foundational to tons of your humor. I know that a lot of people think that the movie Airplane is very hit or miss nowadays by like current standards. Alright, the hard part about this RBM is that we are RBMing a harp strum. You remember how the harp was a famously beloved feature of Skyward Sword and worked so consistently? It's not as bad as the pan flute, but that should be good, but we find out immediately. We got it! Yes, we got it! We got it! Morty! Alright. We got a run on our hands. It's time for the fun split. Who's ready for the fun split where losing time is hilarious and embarrassing? Alright, top right to bottom left. You'll never replay Spirit Tracks because of the pan flute? Probably me too. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is in it? Really? I didn't know that. Also, hey Leslie, how's it going? Thank you for the luck with the D-Rust runs. I don't know if we can call it D-Rust anymore. We're like 4 minutes ahead. Alright, so this is the fun part. We have to fix some of our flags. Some of the flags in memory are just borked right now. And so we have to fix them. And the way we're gonna fix them is by dying to feet. That is the foot. Hi. Squishy? No, Squishy? Hi, Squishy? No, Squishy. Like squishy, though. Excuse me. You know what? We can also just do that. We have to make sure he's nowhere near, because he cannot be hurt by the bomb. Being hurt by the bomb is actually very bad. But for me, it's fine. We're gonna be losing the time, because he did not want to squishy me, which is very rude. Alright, we fixed some of our flags. We need to fix more. I would like to fix more bombs. Bombs? Bottom right, bottom left. Now we can dive to toes for realsies. I promise toes will die to toe. We shall die to toe. The imprisoned was trying to be a pacifist? I know, but he's not allowed to be. Only I am. I don't know why Phi appears here. I'd like to know. See, this one it's easy to take damage on because he just steppy and does... And that time he stepped on me too. I don't know why he didn't want to step on me the other times. Exactly. We're actually not losing very much time. That is okay. I'm actually realizing we're really low on bombs, and we get to refill on bombs soon, but I think that I have to take some time loss to die in alternative ways because we're so low on bombs, unfortunately. Whoop. There we go. Perfect. Alright, now we need to enter Rhina's house with file 3. But in case of the imprisoned, you may be asking why. Oh, well, you don't need to ask because he didn't want to step on me. It's a question for Link, really. It's a question for Link. It's truly a question for Link. Why must you be stepped on by Toe? Most people call that split death by feet. I don't usually call it death by feet. It does not matter what file we're on, but, the problem is Link famously doesn't answer questions. Kinda true, though. Now, she's gonna give us... That was really late, but that's okay. That's okay. Yes, fly to Elden Volcano. There we go. I'm like lost where I was on... That's okay. On the route document for a second. I was like, where to go? The agony of defeat. It's okay. We can lose a little bit of time to being safe and making sure that we're doing the right things. It's so annoying being way over here. I'm sorry, I just saw this trick involves a number of steps. Oh, honestly, Mikachu, that is how I think that you sell that trick in a showcase, as you go, okay, so this trick is gonna have a good number of steps. The number was 1. Just this next trick, a little bit more complicated, has a couple more steps to it. The number was 3. Like, very good. Very good. Alright. Save, activate bit. He also answers everything in public with a nod. I mean, Pride was saying at some point recently that, Link is actually very, very witty in a lot of the, like, Japanese text for Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. And that's, like, really interesting, honestly. Like, also, hey, Makabutu, how's it going? Now, this trick involves 20 steps, and it's just Link walking forward. Okay, but there's, like, a really good... that sounds a lot like, I think it was from a Zelda-thon bit. Hold on, I'm reading the route document. Enter Batura's house on file 3. Yeah, we're good. There was a Zelda-thon bit with a route that had Girahim 1 skip, which is the trick that we do in this route to not have to fight Girahim 1. But, it's, like, used to be just in the regular route because it saved time over doing the entire fight because we already had the requirements for it, but currently we do not have all the requirements for, doing the trick, so, like, it's no longer in any %, unfortunately, right? Second text box after wallet. But... when it was in any %, I believe, Jim did a run for Zeldathon where, he, like, just gave the controller to somebody else and was like, hey, you want to do the boss for me? Walk forward. No, just walk forward. Yay, you did it. Now give me the controller back. Alright, this is the actual stealth mission. This is the stealthy part of the video game. Yes, what shoulders? Very, very funny. Very funny bit. I love what shoulders. What shoulders? I think also, like, isn't nice hair also, like, a text option in Skyward Sword? Like, he is very funny in Skyward Sword. Say no. Alright, unfortunately we're losing a good bit of time, but it was to a couple of different things. We are still over 3 minutes ahead. And here comes the last split. That was all of the stealth we needed to do. So, as I said previously, cutscene wrong warping works based on having matching entrance values. Oh, I need to refill bombs first. How many bombs do I have? 6? I do not need to refill bombs. But it works on having matching entrance values between various, like, in-game and also in-bit. So we just needed the entrance value most recently used on our file to be the entrance value of leaving the circle from the Elden trial. That was all we needed there, so we just opened the trial, entered it, and then left. And that's it. Like, hee hee, very funny. Alright. Bit save file 2. This might be the end of the run. And now go 1 to 2. There's no one will notice if there's no one left to notice. Nox, please don't go on a murderous rampage. This is Pacifist. This is Pacifist. All right, we're going 3 to 3. Again, I don't need to look at file 3 here, but I need to for my own soul. The way that Skyward Sword file shenanigans works is really weird around the splash screen specifically. When I dismiss the splash screen, it essentially, for most intents and purposes, selects file 3 for me. But I just like to see it anyway. Now we need to put Groos's dialogue on file 3. Envision, no! This is Pacifist! This is Pacifist. Alright, this is where we're gonna do some jank. Because essentially, what we've done here is we have the flags of file 3 that we want to use to load the next area, and we've added to them the flag of Groos finishing that text. So I can't deselect this file right now, because otherwise I lose that. And now I'm gonna mash through to despawn Groos. I'm gonna commit file 2 by looking at it on this statue, pull up file 3 to load this, put this on my file 1 file, skip that cutscene, awkwardly run out of that, despawn the event that's happening. I've opened the Gate of Time, but it's not loaded for some reason, so I'm gonna... Oh, oops, I didn't mean to do that, but it's fine. I'm gonna exit. I cannot change my file right now, so we're gonna use don't press A strats to go back in. The Gate of Time is now open. I would like to go through it on file 2, if you please. And now, we would like to use a death trick, which is, remember the 2-frame trick I did earlier, to play the credits cutscene. because the credits takes place on this map. Ready? I'm scared. We're good! I don't know if this run counts, but for splits purposes, I'm counting it. Oh my goodness! I guess D-Rest is over!